You got in the car, you pulled out of the parking lot, and now you're sitting in your driveway. You don't remember the drive. Not one turn, not one red light. 25 minutes of your life happened, and your brain kept none of it. Everyone has done this. It's easy to laugh off, but the same thing is happening to your years. Ask someone what they did last October. Watch them stall, not because it was bad, because it was nothing in particular. Now ask them about the summer they were 12. They'll talk for 10 minutes. That summer was 3 months. October was 31 days. One of them left a mark, the other left nothing. And you were there for both. Ask anyone over 40 to tell you the story of their life. They won't spread it evenly. Their memories cluster, hard, between the ages of 10 and 30. Psychologists call this the reminiscence bump, not because those years were happier, not because they mattered more, because they were first. First time leaving home, first time in love, first job, first city, first funeral. Your brain was writing everything down because it had nothing to compare it to. And then, somewhere in your 30s, the writing slows. Here's the part that changes how you see your own life. You don't experience time. You reconstruct it. When you ask yourself how long a year was, your brain doesn't check a clock. It reaches back and feels for how much is there. A lot of separate memories. That was a long year. Almost nothing. That year was short. Your sense of time isn't a measurement. It's an inventory. So the question was never why time is speeding up. The question is why you're recording less of it. Your brain was never built to remember everything. It was built to predict what comes next. Anything it has already seen 1,000 times, it stops filing separately. The route to work, the same coffee, the same 4 walls. It knows what's coming, so it stops taking notes. 1,000 drives don't leave 1,000 memories. They collapse into one. Only the unfamiliar forces it to write. When you were 12, everything was unfamiliar. You had no choice but to record. Now you've built a life you're good at. Stable, predictable, comfortable, and your brain has quietly stopped writing it down. Sit with what that means. The last 5 years took exactly as long as any other 5 years. The same number of mornings, the same number of hours. But if you tried to tell someone about them, you'd be finished in a few minutes. Not because nothing happened, because you weren't recording. That's the real loss, not the time, the record of it. And it's still happening. Right now. Today is being filed as a copy of yesterday. But look at the mechanism again, because it runs both ways. Your brain doesn't record what matters most. It records what it didn't see coming. It has no idea what your life means. It only knows what it failed to predict, which means the thing that makes a year feel long was never a bigger life. It's an unfamiliar one, a different route home, a conversation with someone you'd normally avoid, a weekend somewhere you can't predict, not because those things matter more, because your brain has no file for them, and it has to open a new one. You don't get more time. Nobody does. But you get to decide how much of it you keep. So tonight, when you get in the car, take the wrong road home. You won't remember why it mattered, but you'll remember the drive. Subscribe. This channel is about the machinery running underneath your life.